This week, we'll get back to the run for the White House with our Take 3 panel next weekend, next Sunday. But right now, though, we want to talk about a big conference coming up this coming weekend in about 5 days at the Park Inn in downtown Toledo, spurring economic development. And local leaders and a group called 5 Lakes Global hosting a major forum on economic development. It is the 5 Lakes Global Economic Development Forum at the Park Inn. And here to tell us about that, Paul Vito from the Regional Growth Partnership, International Development, and Sarah Zimmerman from 5 Lakes Global. It is great to have both of you on the program.
Thank you.
This is a big deal. You have a lot of people coming in from all over the world. Everybody here knows about the trips to China that the mayor, Dean Monsky, have made, pitching Toledo on the other side of the world. So you're kind of turning the tables here. You're bringing folks in. And Sarah, speak to that. What do you intend to get out of this?
Absolutely. Well, it's been a few years coming where people from Toledo have been going overseas to pitch Toledo as a region for investment, for growth, for opportunity. And now following on that, and that's been a process that's been still ongoing since, regular trips out, regular speaking engagements, promoting Toledo. Now we have a vetted group of individuals coming over who are interested enough in Toledo to come here and have a look for themselves.
Interesting you said a vetted group. I mean, you've checked them out. They've got success stories. They all have a portfolio, Paul?
These are all companies that are interested in opening up some type of operation in the United States. So obviously they have a business plan for the North American market. They're willing to spend the money to come over here. They're willing to take the time to come here. And they're willing to go through the process of obtaining a visa to come here, which China has...
Not always that easy.
China has opened up a bit, but it's still a very bureaucratic maze to go through to come to the United States. So these companies and these investors are very serious.
And this is primarily Chinese, or do we have people from all over the world? Or is it primarily Chinese? Or?
It is primarily Chinese. We do have participants from different parts of the Middle East, Europe, but it is mostly Chinese or Chinese descendants, which makes it a lot easier to arrange interpreters and things like that when we just have the one language to deal with. But these are people coming over from 3 different broad categories. We have people who are coming over and looking at possibly doing some real estate investment, such as we've already seen in the region already. We have people who are interested in possibly setting up manufacturing or service arrangements, whether they set up a facility, get a partnership or something for business opportunities here. And then we have kind of a third broader group, government officials, medical professionals, academics, looking at making relationships, friendships for ongoing collaboration. So we're very excited about the groups we have.
Paul, you came on board about 10 months ago, the RGP.
With the Regional Growth Partnership.
And you know, you're charged with bring them here, right?
Covering the world, you might say.
Yeah, cover the world. But the challenge lies in the fact that we still have unemployment that is up there. You know, it's hard to really put a finger on exactly what it is in the city of Toledo and the region itself. So we're not exactly booming yet. How do you sell a town that's not booming to a group of investors?
Well, Toledo's done very, very well over the past few years. This is the first time that Toledo and the region of Northwest Ohio have had a concentrated effort on international development. And Toledo has been very successful the past few years. There are over 150 foreign-owned facilities in this region.
We don't hear about every one, right?
No,
I mean, that's the thing. We hear Marina, Park Inn.
No, there are German companies, French companies, companies from Latin America and the Middle East, and they employ over 21,000 people. That's a major chunk of the workforce. If you add on to that exports, you may have seen the report from the Brookings Institution this past spring. The Toledo area has a value of exports of over $4 billion, and that ranked Toledo as having the 3rd highest gain of exports of any metro area in the United States.
So when I say we're not booming, maybe it's a misnomer when it comes to international development then?
We're doing very, very well. If you consider in terms of exports and foreign direct investment, nearly 20% of the workforce in this region are dependent on international trade and investment.
And how does that translate? You put a number on jobs. I mean, how does that translate to people working in this region?
At least 33,000 people in Northwest Ohio their jobs are directly dependent on international trade and investment. If you add to that their suppliers, you can double that figure.
Sarah, take us inside day one of the global conference. So you bring a couple hundred people in.
Yes.
They've never seen Toledo. Wouldn't recognize it until you showed it to them.
Sure.
What do you do? Your initial greeting, and then you start selling. So tell us how you do that.
Well, what we're trying to do, and the main goal of the forum, is to bring these people in, to welcome them in. We're not in New York, we're not a Chicago, we're a Toledo, and we want to promote Toledo as it is and the wonderful things. So we've lined up a number of different events. Starting off on the first Monday, we have an opening reception. We've got all sorts of things from the community, the symphonies playing, a group from the symphony. We've got all sorts of activities, grazing stations, this sort of thing. The whole purpose of this event is to promote relationship building. And that relationship building, especially dealing with the Chinese, is needed to build trust, and that trust is needed to build the business relationship. So the first day we have an opening reception, then we start off right away on Tuesday with all sorts of speeches and formal events. We go into breakout sessions, workshops. Then on the third day we're doing bus tours around the region to promote the region based upon the different companies the guests are from, and matching those up with a different bus tour that could be appropriate to show them something that's going to highlight to them.
Yeah.
And a key part of the Five Lakes Global Economic Forum is not only to welcome them and to foster relationships here with local people and businesses, but to educate them. Yeah. So we're going to tell them about the differences in legal matters in the United States, banking matters, logistics, accounting issues.
Deeds, titles, you name it.
American Business 101 for someone who has never really done business in the United States.
And we do have a small segment as well for local business people who are interested in finding out what opportunities exist in China.
Okay, and then we saw a number of those people when we made the trip with Maribel and Dean Monsky going over there. And I misspoke. I kind of said it was this next weekend, but that's when the people will arrive, and then the actual conference starts on Monday. So,
the 24th.
Bus tour. Take us on the bus tour, if you would. Where are we going?
Well, we're doing several different routes, one focusing on medical and biotech, one on logistics, so they'll be meeting with the port, and also BX Solutions, also one focusing on high-tech manufacturing. So we'll be visiting Dana and Owens Corning and getting presentations from Rocket Ventures, which is one of the joint ventures that the RGP has.
Sure. We're also focusing as well on the academic side because we do have so many broad different groups of people coming. So there'll be visits to BG, to University of Toledo. We've got a medical group that's going to be involved with the University of Toledo as well. Real estate, of course, is going to be highlighted. We're really trying to understand the needs of the people coming over, of our guests, and meeting those needs to let them find maybe a good fit.
All right, so this is just the beginning.
Yes.
We saw the Chinese investment group by the Marina District just over a year ago now. And Paul, maybe you can shed a little bit of light on where that's going, because we're not seeing a lot of movement over there. Where do things stand right now?
Well, that transaction occurred before I started, but I am somewhat familiar with what has developed. And if you consider that buying a piece of land like the docks and the Marina District, you need to go through certain procedures to get environmental approvals and district approvals, but you also have to find the demand for it. As any business person knows, you start up with a new idea, it's going to take you a good time to develop your business plan, to get the customers that you need, and in the case of the Marina District, we need to find good tenants who want to have a nice facility there, and then from that build. I would anticipate it's now been a little over a year since the acquisition. There's still some time.
All right. A little bit of patience. Best of luck with the Five Lakes Global Economic Forum. Sarah Zimmerman and Paul Vito, thanks very much.
Thank you.
Thanks very much for coming in. Best of luck with that. Make it a great Sunday on Conklin & Company. Take care, everybody.